This is actually the second edition of ISR's EDC, what was ePRO and now eCOA report. For this report, we interviewed 166 decision makers and end users, those from sponsor companies, those from CROs, and those from sites. So we get some end user perspective in it as well. And with these 166 respondents, we got over 600 EDC service encounters, and we captured over 400 eCOA service encounters. So that gives us over 1,000 different service encounters from which we can analyze the data. What we really think this report can do is it can give sponsors and technology companies and CROs insight into how their customers and end users are using these systems, what they're satisfied with, what they're not satisfied with, and really allow them to make some informed decisions going forward. In the 2015 version, we added eCOA to broaden from just simply ePRO. So that gives us another angle from which to look at this data and capture data. And we also added some nuances about asking people about their vendor perceptions and their satisfaction with different technologies based on whether they're using them for early phase or late phase studies. And by analyzing the data that way and asking those questions, we really get some interesting information, which we think it will be valuable to both sponsors, CRO, and technology providers. Really, in short, this market is growing. We find that the number of systems that the sites are using is increasing. The number of preferred provider agreements in place at CROs and with sponsors is increasing. And really the market is increasing as the number of credible providers has continued to grow over the years. What we found in this report, and combined with that from a couple of other clinical technology reports that ISR Reports has done, we found that integration is going to become increasingly more important. Integration with EDC, eCOA, ePRO, direct data capture, all of that's going to become more important as the years progress. And coupled with that, sponsors have told us they're going to exert a little more influence over technology decision making. And that's certainly going to have implications to obviously sponsors, but to CROs and to technology providers in terms of how their business development and operational tasks are run. After being involved with this technology for over 10 years, I've got to admit that this is a story that is yet to be told. And so, if you're a sponsor, if you're a CRO, if you're a technology provider, you've really got to keep on top of this market now more than at any time in the recent past. We think this study provides user-generated data for the EDC and eCOA technologies, from which sponsors and CROs can obviously use to make better decision making. But also the technology providers in this, we capture information on general market and marketing trends in terms of brand awareness, the usage, familiarity, and obviously the satisfaction with end users on their systems over more than a dozen of the important service attributes. Those of you familiar with ISR reports know that we generate the vast majority of our data from primary market research. So we are interviewing decision makers and end users of EDC and eCOA technology. So we don't think there's a market research report out there that the industry can find that will give actual user experiences with these technologies. And I think that's the one difference or that's a major difference that this report provides over maybe any other that are out there.